Hey, it's Libra Finesse here. Today, my topic is giving birth. And yes, I'm talking about in the physical form. I'm not talking about giving birth to ideas. I'm not I'm not talking about nothing like that. I'm talking about giving birth. Shit getting stretched out, blood and fluid everywhere. Yeah, I'm talking about giving birth. And men, y'all can chime in on this too, even though you guys do not give birth. I think it's more men in the world that have witnessed birth than I have. And I have 3 kids. So me personally, I have never had a child naturally. Shout out to the women who have C-sections. Yes, I love C-sections. I'm just not comfortable with something the size of. I'm not comfortable with another human coming out of my vagina. Okay, my vagina. Like, no. Like, and granted, okay, my mom has C-sections. I think her mom probably had 2. Shout out to my grandma. Shout out to my mom for surviving them C-section, because me and my brother was some big ass babies. But my first C-section was an emergency C-section. I was 16. Yes, I was a teen mom. Praise God for me having a great mom, because I wouldn't have made it. I mean, we would have been adoption. Somebody would have been up for adoption like a mom. Just kidding. I love my oldest son dearly, but we learn how to be parents from our parents. And I learned so much from my mom. How to be a woman, how to have class, how to have substance, how to be a mother. I learned that from my mother. So shout out to all the great moms out there who are there in your children's lives, who are helping your children and grandchildren. Shout out to all that, all them women out there that's doing that, and even the single dads. Like, shout out to y'all. I have to give a big shout out to y'all, because being a single parent is not easy. It's not easy at all. I've witnessed my mom. At this point, I'm a single parent, which don't boohoo for me, because it's cool. Like, I mean, I'd rather be single than be in some bullshit. So, shout out to all the single parents out there, especially the dads. Shout out to the moms that's making it happen. But back to giving birth, I feel like it's more dudes out there that have seen a live childbirth than I have. I cannot watch it. When shit get to stretching, my stomach gets to cramping. She get to stretching, my stomach get to doing the opposite. That shit start cramping. My stomach's not weak, but it's weak. I can't watch that. So my first C-section, my first birth, experience was a C-section. I was 16. It was an emergency C-section. My baby was full term, but for some reason his heart rate had been dropping. I guess because I had been in labor so fucking long. Like, my labor wasn't intense. I remember I was at Sizzler eating at 2:30 that day. I started cramping a little bit. I'm like, oh, this feels weird, Mom. So we go home. And then later that night, I think I started cramping at like 2:30. At 9:41, he was born. But I was in labor for hours and really didn't pay it attention, because it wasn't back breaking, spine splitting, exorcist head spinning type, I'm gonna cuss you out type labor. I think I was more fearful. So the pain subsided because the fear overrode that pain. Like, I was like, ooh, what the fuck am I about to get myself into? Too late, baby's coming. So it was a great experience. So, moving along, I've had 2 other children. My middle child is a girl. My youngest is a boy. 2 boys and a girl. And none of them were had naturally. And I'm cool with that. Like, I remember after I had my daughter, I'm like, dang, I want to have my next baby natural, because I want to see what that feels like. And then I'm like, nah, I'm good. I don't want to be stretched out like that, even though the vagina is a muscle and they say it contracts, it goes back. I just don't want my shit stretched out like that. And then I remember in class in high school, sex ed, we got on birthing, and they was showing live episiotomies. Yeah. For those of y'all who don't know what an episiotomy is, I'm gonna explain it to the best of my knowledge. That is when, look it up on freaking Google episiotomy. They cut it's like the side outer layer of the vagina. I don't even know if that's considered the vagina. It's in that region. To me, that's the vagina. Yeah, they cutting the vagina. Yeah, that's cutting the vagina. They put a slit in it so that the baby it's smoother for the baby to come out. Like if they get to the point where you in labor and the baby is not necessarily stuck, but it's the head is not able to come out, be birthed the way it should be, they'll put a slit in your vagina on the side so that it gives more room for the baby's head and body to come forth into the world. No, thank you. And then they stitch it up, inner and outer, stitch it up. Now, granted, I've had stitches. I think my first C-section was stitches. The second two were staples. When them stitches get to, God, when that hair get to growing back. Now, I'm speaking from on my stomach, in my area. I've had, excuse me, I've had C-section and they have to shave, that area so that it's a clean, surgery. When that hair starts growing back in them stitches, it's a problem. It really doesn't feel good. So I can only imagine what it feels like when that hair starts growing or them stitches start to dissolve or the skin get the healing down there. Oh no, honey. Shout out to everybody who has had episiotomies, natural births. Some women go through a whole birth, no medicine. I'm like, no, thank you. Shout out to you though. That's hella strength. That's hella strength because I've never really been in a full-fledged labor. Like my first one, I was in labor, but the fear overrode that labor. The labor pain. So I really didn't feel pains. My next two children, I chose the date that I wanted to have them. My doctor was like, okay, you had a C-section once. We're going to give you another one. I was like, I didn't really want it at first, but I'm like, you know what? Let's ride this motherfucker out. I already know. Let's not go into some shit, some unknown territory, because I don't know shit about a vaginal birth. I've done a C-section before, so I'm going to go with that. See, that's like going to your favorite restaurant, and they got some new shit on the menu. I'm just going to rock with what I usually get. Go ahead and give me that number 4 with that sweet tea, that type shit. So I was cool. I was like, okay, we can do another C-section. So I chose the dates of my last 2 C-sections. So there was no labor involved, but shout out to the women who go into labor like full-fledged, walking up and down the hallway, sweating, no panties on, water then broke. Shout out to y'all. That's hella strength. I love God because I guess He knew I don't have that type of strength in me. I got that fighter strength. Like, you come for mine, I'm gonna tear some shit up. But when it comes to that, like, I don't do well with pain. Let me give y'all a little more tidbit about Libra Finesse. I don't do pain at all. So each time I had my children, I would sleep. No lie. First one, emergency C-section, she out. Second one, it wasn't an emergency C-section, but I panicked so bad, the anesthesiologist was like, would you like to go to sleep? Fuck yes. That's the whole purpose of the panic attack. You catch on real fast. The third one, I don't think I panicked, but I wanted to be put to sleep. And I remember telling them that, and they're like, no, you don't need to be put to sleep. Just calm down. Okay, so I get into the room. I'm not calm. My heart rate's not, it's not calm. I'm not calm. My heart rate is too high for them to put me under. To go through the surgery. I'm sorry. My heart rate was too high to go through the surgery awoke because I'm hearing stuff. I'm looking how they getting everything prepped, and they were like, your blood pressure is just going up and up and up. And I'm like, I can't calm myself down. They're like, we got the perfect thing for you. Night, night. So I wake up after, and there's my baby. I love sleep. I don't give a fuck who say sleep is the cousin of death. Okay, I'm dead for like 45 minutes. Get that baby up out of me, and I'll meet you in 45 minutes, player. Nice knowing you. It's nice having you inside of me. I know it was comfortable, but come on out so we can start living life. Like, I don't care what people say. Oh, you not a real woman because you was asleep during all your births. Fine God, bitch. Yes, I am. I carried that child. I am a real woman. I breastfed all my children. I'm a real woman. I just didn't go through that naturalization of it. Like, my births involve meds, panicking. My births involved all that. My first one, I didn't have an epidural because I was completely out. I mean, I was out to the point where when I woke up, I was like, I remember asking a nurse, this before I had even seen my baby. I'm in the recovery room. My baby's in the nursery. And I asked the nurse, I said, why is my throat sore? And she's like, oh, because we completely put you under and we had to put a tube in your throat. And I'm like, damn, I wasn't even breathing, bitch. Y'all had to breathe for me? Like, what? I'm 16 years old. I'm healthy. I'm a stallion at 16. Bitch ain't overweight. Bitch look good. Bitch still in high school. Now she's a mom. But I'm like, why was all that necessary at 16? I didn't come in there on no drugs. I'm not a drug addict. I'm not experimenting with any type of narcotic. Why do you have to put me completely under? I was like, damn. So I was out of there. And she was like, yeah. And I'm like, okay, whatever. Where's my baby? The second one involved epidural. And that cocktail that put you under. Like I was under. Like I don't even really remember that day. I remember seeing my baby. I remember going in, but like when I got in that room, it was lights out Scottsdale, because that's where I had my kids at. Lights out Scottsdale. I was out. Like I will panic. So Libre Finesse does not do pain well at all. I'm talking about with the dentist. I'm talking about giving birth. But what made me want to talk about birth is I seen the funniest shit last night. Like, okay, so I'm watching YouTube. Why this came on my feeds is beyond me. I'm watching YouTube and it's like it's called, I think BIJE. It's BIJE Aquatics. BIJE Aquatics. B as in boy, I, J as in James, E as in Edward, Aquatics. And it said Molly Balloon. So I'm like, oh, look at the fish. I love water. I love fish. Please, somebody share your mind with me in the comments below. If you have aquariums, send me a picture of them things. I love an aquarium and I really want to put one up here in my loft. I like fish a lot. To the point where last year when I went to Florida, my kids and I were on South Beach swimming. We having a funky good time. And we're not too far in the water. It's off topic, but I'm coming back to it. We're not too far in the water. And I see a lot of movement. I see people moving. I mean, shuffling. So I'm like, let me get my ass up out the water and see what maybe somebody baby got lost. And that was me at the beach. Shout out to my dad for finding my black ass. So I'm like, maybe somebody baby got lost. Let us get out the water. We get out the water and they like, it's a shark in the water. Like he up here, like with us. And I'm like, what? So I get on my Snapchat and I start recording. I felt sorry because some people were so far out there, the lifeguard was just like, stay there, stay put. Like, shout out to people who are disciplined, because when shit like that happen, I don't hear a motherfucking thing. I don't see shit but land. I don't see nothing but what I want to see. I wouldn't have heard, that motherfucker would have sounded like Charlie Brown's teacher, wah, 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 and I'm just in the water. I'll be gone. I don't hear shit when I panic. So the lifeguard had told the people, stay out there, stay put. You don't want to run. You don't want to, have the water going everywhere. Just stay put. I was like, ooh, shit. And granted, it was a baby shark, but that motherfucker could still take a limb off. I mean, it wasn't like baby shark, No, we talking about real life motherfucking Jaws' little son was swimming around on South Beach. I was like, you guys to be joking. But I was so intrigued. I'd never seen a shark before. But the water, if you've ever been to Florida or in some tropical water like that, the water is clear. It's not crystal clear, but it's clear enough to where you can see. So I'm standing up, in the sand, and I'm looking and I see this dark thing just going all through the water, like bobbing, weaving in and out of people that's just standing there. So everybody just stayed calm for a little bit, and then he or she, whatever the fuck it was, just went all off back into the ocean, and we was good. Now, a lot of people left the beach, but I'm like, bitch, I'm on vacation. I'm with my kids. We having a good time. My son's like, don't get back in the water, Mom. No, I love water. So I get back in the water, and eventually my kids get back in, and we were fine. Like, that's how much I love water. Like, you can't, whatever's going to happen to you is going to happen to you. Like, you can't, I didn't want to sit in the sand, the sun beaming. I'm sitting there cooking like a fucking rotisserie chicken, watching everybody in the water. No, if that was my fate for the day, to lose my toe to that shark, because I don't really claim losing nothing else to a damn shark. You can have a toe, they cute. If that was my fate, that was just my fate for that day. But thank God, praise God, that it wasn't. Nobody got harmed that day. That shark just wanted to just wanted to, hang out. So again, I got my ass up out that water when I saw people was moving. But once it hit left, once everything, the fear had subsided in people, not everybody left, but a good majority of the motherfuckers was like, deuces, we get back in the water. I'm like, I'm not going to let a shark ruin my vacation. No, this costs money to get here, honey. This costs plane tickets, hotel rooms, souvenir money, food. This trip costs money. I'm getting back in that water. So I got back in the water, long story short. So I'm all off topic. So yesterday, I'm watching freaking YouTube, and that little BG, whatever the hell, aquatics Molly Balloon comes on my feed. And I'm like, oh, what's that? That's a cute fish. Let me click on it. So it said she gives birth to 53 babies. And I was like, oh, one at a time? Or are we doing this in fucking, are these 5 increments of 5? Increments of 10? Like, how is you giving birth to 53 fishies? But okay, I start watching it. Cute little blowfish thing. I guess that's why they call it balloon, Molly Balloon, because she looked like a fucking little balloon. But it's a little fish. So she's swimming around, like you could tell. I don't know nothing about fish, but you could tell she was like in a frenzy, because maybe she was in pain because her. I'm really tempted to get on camera and show y'all my fish mouth. Like, her mouth was like moving, like, oh, I gotta find somewhere to drop off this load. Her fins was going, like, it was just funny as hell. So the narrator of the tape was like, okay, I had to go put her in her own tank because the other tank had fish in it, and I guess she wasn't comfortable giving birth. Yeah, because she knew them motherfuckers would eat them babies. Smart move, narrator. So he put her in another tank, which she was by herself, clear water, nice and calm for her to give birth. She get in there and she like, the fins going and shit. So one pop out, bam. I'm like, ooh, this bitch did it one by one. Shout out to the fish world. So one pop out, bam. She's swimming around. I guess, she got to keep going to weed off that pain or whatever. I don't know how she was feeling. I can only imagine. One come out, bam. Two come out, bam. One came out so hard it hit the glass of the aquarium. I was like, ooh, he probably not gonna make it. But he did. I was like, he probably not gonna make it, because she shot that motherfucker out like bing. But he hit the glass, and I was like, ooh, he gonna need a little helmet or something. Like, it's gonna be some problem. But he laid in the little rocks for a minute. I guess, she probably knocked the wind out of his ass, and then he got up and started swimming. Shout out to the fishies. So she kept doing it. 53 of them things came out. Now, shout out to the animal kingdom, because us as humans, women, we need them drugs. We need them narcos. Like, not necessarily narcos, but we need them drugs to make it through a freaking birth. Look at me. I needed to be put under. Like, I needed a hit so good to knock me out. Because I know in my mind, I cannot handle the pain of childbirth. Like, if I had to give birth naturally, I probably would faint. Mid-birth, as soon as the head come out, or the head ain't even got to come out. As soon as the motherfucker start crowning, I'm out for the count. Because I can only imagine how that feels. Like, even if I had gotten my epidural, okay, just all that pressure that they say, that is on your lower half, and then they be having the nerve to put the mirror up. I don't want to see that. Just put my baby on my chest after you get all that icky gicky off so I can kiss the baby. and keep the mirror to the perverts in the background that might want to see that shit, because I don't want to see that shit. But shout out to the animal kingdom, because I was, when I'm watching her swim around in the water and give birth, I'm like, there's no fucking epidural for the fish. There's no Pitocin for the fucking lion in the wilderness. Pitocin is what sends you into labor if you've been in labor too long, that induces it, or that I don't know. Well, if your water has broken, excuse me, because I don't really know. You know, again, I was asleep during all 3 of my childbirths, so I guess if your water has broken and nothing's moving, the Pitocin is what induces the labor. Okay. From my first birth, I've had the water broke, where they stick that stick in you and they got a little needle on the end. They broke my water. I was like, yeah, that's, not cool. But there's no Pitocin for the lion in the fucking wilderness. There's no epidural for the little Molly balloon fishy thingy. Like, shout out to them. Because everything that has a brain, I feel like, can have pain. The smallest thing has, I don't know if ants have brains or not, but whatever. The fish have brains. They got pain. They can recognize pain. The lion in the jungle has a brain, a whole body. They can associate with pain. So it's like, how do they block that out? The pain to bring forth life. I don't know. Any veterinarians in the house? Like, share your mind with me. Share your degree with me in the comments below, and let me know what conclusion has science come up with as to how animals are able to give birth unmedicated. That's I mean, let me know. Like, that is amazing, because I need meds when I go to the dentist. I don't want to feel nothing. I don't want to feel not a damn thing. I have a problem when I have cramps and it's my time of the month. I don't get medicated, but I have a problem with that pain. Like, you got to go, buddy. You can't reside in this body. This body don't do pain. Pain don't live here no more. We can't do this. So I have a problem with menstrual cramps. I have a problem with pain. Period. So shout out to the animal kingdom. Like, that shit just fascinates me. Like, even women in the centuries before us, before medicine was brought about. I remember my mom telling me, like, hey, they put their back up against a tree, squat, and bam, it's over with. And I'm like, wow, but hold on, the placenta. The placenta don't come out at the same time as the child. So you gotta keep your back up against the tree and stay squatted until that placenta come out. That's a little more than what I bargained for. Like, I've heard so many horror stories about placentas, how they don't come out. You know, they're supposed to just detach from the uterus and come out after the baby. A lot of times they don't. I know one lady who they had to go in and cut hers out because for some reason it just wasn't detaching. It just didn't come out. I don't know why. I was like, ooh, God bless you, auntie. God bless you. But no matter what, we make it through it. Women, I have to say that if I had to do it all over again, I would have 3 more kids on top of the kids that I have now. I would do it over again with my first C-section, my third C-section. I would do it over again. If I were to ever have more kids, I pray for C-section. I'm going to pray to God now, Lord Jesus, please, if I ever have any more children, because my tubes are tied, and the doctor did a great job. They've been tied 14 years, praise God. I pray for a C-section. I don't mind my stomach and my uterus being cut open. Like, I can go to sleep. That's like the most peaceful birth. Because when you stressed out trying to push that baby out, your legs up, your mama probably holding one, your man holding the other leg, or a nurse holding the other leg, or your man up patting your head, your blood pressure's racing, you're tired, the baby's tired, fitting through that small ass canal. That's terrifying. That I've known people who have had their baby get chiropractic services after birth because it's so fucking traumatic. Now, me, on the other hand, I get put to sleep. I'm calm, my heart rate's calm, the baby's calm because there's not a lot of force going on. It's just, okay, I'm going to cut a couple layers, pull it back, bam, there's the baby, grab it, and it's over with. You don't have to worry about being forced through a damn small canal trying to fit a circle through a small ass square peg. You don't have to worry about that. So, me personally, I wouldn't trade any of my birthing experiences for the world. I was really delighted that the anesthesiologist had the sense enough to be like, you know what, she's panicking. I was thankful that the nurses had the sense enough to look at my vitals like, you know what, she might not make it awake. She might be more of a problem awake. So let's go ahead and put her under. Give her a nice cocktail, put her under until we're done doing our job, what we came to work for today. Because we don't want to deal with no bullshit. If I could put people to sleep and work on them, let me get to my client's office and let me give, I got a little narcotic, I got a little cocktail for you. Let me put you to sleep while I work on your book so I don't have to hear you coming in and out, bitching, asking questions, hovering around. If I could put a motherfucker to sleep and then do my work, that's a great day. Shout out to the nurses and doctors who put together those cocktails that put us under. They're amazing. I woke up like, whoo, where the baby at? Like I didn't wake up feeling sick. I didn't wake up feeling groggy. I didn't wake up with a headache. I didn't wake up hungover. That cocktail was nicely put together, might I add. And I don't do drugs. I'm not a weed smoker, a pill popper. I may have a drink 4 or 5 times a year. I'm not a heavy drinker. So maybe that's what it was. When it got in my vein, it probably hit like it hit like never before because I'm not I don't experiment with things like that. I don't experiment with things of such nature. So when it hit, it put me under so good. I woke up like, ooh wee, where's the baby? Like I knew where I was. I didn't wake up in a lost sense. I knew that I was in a hospital. I knew I had a child because my titties were leaking. Duh. Not only that, but I knew the day. I knew I had woke up that morning and drove to the hospital. It wasn't like you wake up like, where the fuck, get me the fuck out of here. No, I woke up like, oh, where's my child? Bring me my child. Shout out to those cocktail makers in the hospital. Share your mind with me below in the comments. Let me know your birthing experiences, whether it be yours personally or if you're a man, excuse me, if you're a man and you experienced many birthing experiences or just one was enough for you to be like, I'm good. I'm at the head of the bed from now on. Or even C-section, because I've even watched C-sections and they can be pretty brutal. The way they go in and the way they clamp the stomach back to get the baby out, that's a lot. But I wasn't awake for that, thank God. So I'm good. Like I don't if I have a friend or a family member that's having a baby, I'm gonna go ahead and wait in this lobby for you, honey. I'm not that type of support. I am not that type of support where I can be in the room with you, looking at you go through all them distresses, listening to the monitors and shit beep. I will be in the lobby when the shit gets real. Now, while you in there waiting for the baby to crown or you waiting to dilate, I'll sit there with you. Maybe it depends on how much pain you in. I don't want to see all that. I'm not that type of support system, but I'll be in the lobby or at the cafeteria. And once it's over and done with, I'm going to come and shoot the shit with you. You can tell me all about it. Yes, you can. But as far as me being in that room, that's not going to happen. Share your mind with me below. Let me know birthing experiences, good and bad. I hope that they're all good. Good as in, it's a live birth and the baby's fine and the mom's fine and the daddy going to be cool regardless. Let me know your stories. This Libra Finesse here. Go check out that video. Again, it's BIJE Aquatics, Molly Balloon. The shit is hilarious. I had to watch it like 3 or 4 times. I felt bad for her because I kind of felt her pain. I felt like, oh my God, look at her face. Look at the fish's face. Like, I'm going to show y'all the face one day. Go look at the video. You can see her face, like they're recording the whole thing. And her face, she started breathing heavy. Her fins get the flapping and shit. Like, oh, it's go time. But shout out to her 53 babies. And I'm not talking about in increments of 5, 10, 3, 6. one by one, 53 times. She's shooting, bing, 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 bing. I was like, God bless the animal kingdom. It's Libra Finesse here. Y'all take care.